The racism here is beyond anything because remove the word white and put black in here. And if it was white students trying to kick a black student out of a safe space or a study group, study room, or whatever it was, the thing would be way bigger than it is. Because since this happened to white dudes, no one cares about it. Of course, breaking. Arizona State quietly deletes profile of BLM activists seen harassing white students. Again, take white out and put black. Then take out Antifa and put in blank boys. There's my point. The point is that this is not even reverse racism. This is, in fact, racism to its core. When you rush two white students out of a study room because they're in fact white, or they have a political message on their laptop that you don't agree with, and then you all but essentially get them out of there because you were feeling unsafe, blah, 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 blah. Then what? That's not racism? Of course it's racism. But you see, since it happens to white people, it's sort of overlooked. So I'll read the story here, and you tell me out there in the comments, all right? And then you can, while you're down there, you can do the like, you can do the subscribe, you can do whatever. But as I look at this story and how it's unfolding, they're not, the university isn't doing anything really. They put out a weak statement that says this is not going to be tolerated, but they didn't say who they're not going to tolerate. Apparently they'll tolerate racism against one specific race and ignore it completely when that person is black and they're basically being racist towards a white person. That's okay apparently, but the minute it goes the other way around, then it becomes a problem. Sarah Tekola, the ASU PhD candidate and Black Lives Matter activist who was recently seen harassing two white students for having a Police Matter shirt and for studying a multicultural center while white, appeared to have previously hid her own official profile on the Arizona State University website, with the school quietly removing the link after the incident. And I don't really have to play this. This is on Libs of TikTok, and he got yeeted for 12 hours because of another incident I talk about. So you can watch the video if you want, but it's insane. This, I think, what happened 4 days ago. So again, the racism here is palpable. She's a person of color, and she's being racist against another race because she doesn't agree with the political messaging on the guy's laptop or his shirt. You know what you do in a normal society or a normal instance like this? You fucking ignore it. You don't get in their face. You don't try to henpeck them. You don't try to get in, try to break their laptop or shoo them out of a multicultural study hall. You just don't do that. You do what an adult does, and if you don't agree with something like that, you ignore it and you move on. But you see, apparently, Miss Tekola has the right skin color, the right hue or melanin content. So these people right here, these two white students, don't have the correct melanin content. Therefore, she disagrees with the political messages and disagrees with their skin color. Therefore, dare I say, it's a little bit racist, violating numerous tenets of the Constitution. But hey, why stop there, right? So, this comes after the university's widely considered weak statement regarding the incident, which failed to condemn the aggressor in any certain terms. The dean of the student's office says, where the disagreement? There's no disagreement here. They got in their face, started filming him, laughing at him, and saying, you need to get out of here. This is a multicultural space. What? White isn't a culture? No. Really? It's not. There's plenty of... I'm not going to get into it, because it's a stupid statement. Between a handful of students that was captured in a video circulated on social media. The Dean of Students' Office will be discussing it with all involved. Discussing. You need to be booting people out of your frickin' university. This is blatant racism. ASU is a community of more than 100,000 people from all 50 states and more than 150 countries. Differences of opinion are part of the university's experience. Well, you can only have certain political opinions that are approved by the dean's office. But if you're on the other side of the political spectrum, usually right of Pol Pot, Lenin, and Stalin, then, well, you get yeeted. And that's what happened. The university expects respectful dialogue between students in all engagements. Well, if they don't... So if you do the search of Sarah Tequila, or Sarah, and it's gone now. So you can see this person's very polarized, very hyper-aggressive, hyper-racist, apparently, against white people. And she's not even that dark, but apparently the correct melanin content in her skin basically lets her get away with this blatant racism. That's what it is. The ASU website describes Sada as a climate and racial justice activist. You know where she's going, right? She's going straight to the top. And details further political movements of hers, including that she's helped co-found the group Women of Color Speak Out, a far-left organization that appears to have since disbanded. Right into BLM. Allegedly. Tequila's history of political activism seems to be quite multifaceted, with a Fox News report detailing an event which Sarah and others were arrested at a BLM rally in downtown Phoenix following the refusal to clear blocked intersections. Oh yeah, she's a chip off the old BLM block. That were causing delays to emergency service vehicles. Nothing spells BLM activism by stopping somebody from a heart attack getting the proper medical treatment, because racism something. One of the protesters arrested at the same time rally was found to have 2 loaded guns upon arrest. Don't see how that meets the, journalistic, I guess, the facets to be involved in the story, but whatever. The BLM activist and PhD candidate was also seen making presentations on her far-left activism within academia, including an anti-capitalist speech she gave at the University of Washington, Seattle, on behalf of her now failed Women of Color Speak Out organization. Big League Politics has reported on even more discoveries following Tequila's viral incident as well, including her involvement in the Ford Foundation, Jesus Christ, which is a $16 billion in endowments and influence throughout numerous aspects of government and big business. Just ask Alice Jones about the Ford Foundation. I'm sure he'll give you a earful. But there you have it, folks. That's what this is. It's racism to its core. This person, in my opinion, right here, Sarah Tequila, is a flat-out, far-leftist, racist piece of shit. 100% across the board, to the core. This person's a racist piece of shit. She's a goddamn disgusting human being. Has nothing to do with her skin color, has everything to do with her blatant racism against people whose political ideologies she doesn't agree with, and skin color she doesn't like. You can tell it from her. Look at this person right here. You can tell that she hates you because you got the wrong skin color. Oh, she'll accept you if you have this correct far leftist Stalinist ideology bent on, I don't know, throwing people in camps. Allegedly here. So there. That's all we need to know. This person's a racist. ASU is condoning this activity, and those 2 white kids were yeeted out of a multicultural space because they had the wrong skin color. I remember back in the days in history where there was white-only fountains and black-only fountains. Wrong back then and wrong right now. When you have a room that's only supposed to be for POCs, people of color, but aren't white people of color? No. Get those white racists out of here, those motherfuckers down. So we're okay with this? News media out there. You're okay with this? You're okay with this person here browbeating 2 white kids because what? They had the wrong political messaging on their laptop? The wrong skin color? If you're not pissed off at this as I am, that means you condone this activity and you're a racist piece of shit, and I have no use for you in society.